Hi. You might have heard of a guy named Tim Sykes, Timothy Sykes. He's a YouTube sensation. He has made a really, really nice living for himself by teaching people how to trade penny stocks the proper way. Now, I was a FINRA registered market maker for a good while, call it over 20 years. And what I know about trading OTC microcap stocks might be of interest to you at some level. Now, what Timothy Sykes is sort of famous for and sort of notorious for is showing people that yes, indeed, you can short penny stocks legally. Short means you borrow the stock from a dealer or another investor, and then you sell it in the open market, hoping to recoup your prices at a lower price when you can go buy the stock back and then deliver that stock to whoever you borrowed it from. Now, that goes on every day in bigger stocks, but it was unheard of in penny stocks for a really long time unless you were a market maker. Market makers held all the power. So when a guy like Tim Sykes comes in and starts alerting you to broker-dealers that can show you how to short penny stocks at the retail level as a customer, well, a lot of people jumped on that. But here's the thing. Although most penny stocks do grind their way down to zero, that casino can stay really, really irrational far longer than you can stay solvent. So what's the solution? A lot of people went and got on the short side of a lot of these stocks. And as that casino continued to remain irrelevant, it ate up their capital because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't understand the levels of leverage and debt they were employing to do this. And that's what happens to amateurs at this game. So when you examine it from that light, it's really easy for a stock to go up, up, up when a lot of people are shorting it. That's what happens. It's called a squeeze. So look at this stock, TRRE, TRRE Energy. It's had little bits of volume for the last few weeks, just small amounts, and it keeps looking like it wants to go higher and trying and trying. It's got a spread so wide you could drive a truck through it. So as you're looking at that, you might think, well, according to Tim Sykes' teaching, this is a stock that we should probably short if we can borrow it. You might want to try. If you could borrow this stock, that might be an indicator for something. It might give you some information. But then again, it might not. There's really not a lot of stock out there. But what if you were to sell it short at 17 and buy it back at the bid at 10? Well, that might be a nice trade. A lot of market makers trying to do that. A few anyway. In any case, a lot of times you'll see a stock like this, and then what will happen is, once everybody is positioned, once all the shorts are in, they'll do something like retool the corporation and stuff assets inside of it, like real estate, for example. I've seen this done dozens and dozens of times. You'll put real estate in a corporation, and all of a sudden, the net tangible value of that corporation just went through the roof. Did they issue stock in exchange for it? Sure they did. But the public will almost always overpay for stock, at least for a time. So, if you were short this stock, would you feel comfortable that that's not going to happen? If so, should you buy the stock? Now, this isn't a solicitation at all in any respect. Please don't take it that way. But if you were to take a short position in the stock or buy the stock, you could easily end up on the short end of that stick. When I say short end, probably out of context there. You could wind up on the short end of either of those two sticks very, very easily. So is it best to stay out? Well, you tell me. If you see a stock like this, where the volume is just wanting to get going. You can see it happening. It's a few thousand shares a day, a few more the next, a few more the next week. What does that tell you wants to happen? In any case, I'd have a good look. You can click the link below this video, and I've put the link up here several times in the video. If you want to take a look at it, I'm not espousing you take a position in any respect. But if you do take a position, you could experience explosive results. Who knows? But take a look. I identified this situation. Cheers.